it's Magical, also known as Soph, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be talking about my most recent cosplay which I made, which is my Cure Blossom cosplay. I'm wearing it today for you all and I finally finished it, so let's talk about how I made this magical girl cosplay. Let's start with a little bit of a background introduction into who Cure Blossom is. So Cure Blossom is a cure from Heartcatch Pretty Cure, part of the Pretty Cure series. She is a lead cure alongside Cure Marine in this season, and she is obviously very pink, and a lot of her motifs have to do with flowers, hence her name, Cure Blossom. She's also one of my favorite cures. She is so sweet and kind and shy, and I see a lot of myself reflected in her, which is why I wanted to do this cosplay in the first place. She means a lot to me, and her friendship with Cure Marine or Erica is so special. It reminds me a lot of my friendship with my best friend, and it just brings me a lot of joy that I can finally become Cure Blossom and share this cosplay with the world. Just like any other cosplay that I do, I first start by doing a lot of planning. This includes sketching, it includes getting fabric swatches, planning out, what my pieces are going to look like. In this case, I decided to self-pattern everything. So I took a lot of time in making a mock-up. So doing sort of a pre-run or a pre-trial of how I wanted this cosplay to look in some scrap fabric that I already had. I mocked up the bodice and the petal skirt, which was something that I was very nervous about, but after doing the mock-up, it was, I had a little bit more of a clear direction to go in. So doing mock-ups is really important and was a really important part of this cosplay in particular. Now, I made the mock-ups out of some scrap fabric that I had and put it on my dress form and also tested it on myself, making sure that the fit was correct and that everything looked all right before putting this mock-up to paper. I used some large pieces of paper that I had to make my pattern so that I could use this pattern to then cut my real fabric. Most of my fabric for this cosplay came from Fabric Wholesale Direct. I find they have the best selection of fabrics. They often have the best selection of satins, in my opinion, and so I ordered quite a few swatches to make sure I had the correct colors. I used a lot of the matte satin, or what they call peau de soie, on Fabric Wholesale Direct, and then I also used some of the bridal satin. The matte satin, the peau de soie, is probably my favorite satin I've ever used. It is this light pink, it's also the white on this cosplay, and it is a nice, heavy, thick material, so it adds a lot of really great structure to the cosplay. It makes it really awesome for bodices, for sleeves, for accessories, obviously. I used it in the petals, in the skirt. Basically, this satin is my go-to fabric and is what I used for the majority of my work on this cosplay. Making the bodice for Cure Blossom was pretty straightforward. I used a princess seam to make sure that the shape was correct, so I have this lovely white center and then the pink sides. I took a sort of a bell-shaped sleeve and gathered it so that I could add it to the armholes and give this nice puffy sort of effect here. In the anime, her sleeves kind of look like they have a swirl in it, and something that I did to try and emanate that, or to try and get across that into real life, is by adding some beading. So I added some pearl beading to the sleeves to emphasize that swirl. I think it gives it just enough of a enough of a shape and some detail that it is pretty and noticeable, but it's not distracting and it doesn't take away from the overall shape of the sleeve. Now, the back of this bodice was pretty tricky. I ended up shaping it into a lovely V in the back, obviously with the help of my dress form, and thanks to my mock-up, I was able to get this shape pretty well. And then I added some crisscross straps in the back. I used a closed end zipper in the back, so it makes it very easy for the bodice to come off and to put it on, even if I have the wig on already. As for the bodice accessories, I just have a bow here, which is a standard bow pattern that I use. It's from Cosmic Cautery, and I use and modify that bow pattern for almost every single bow I make ever. Now it is one of my go-to patterns, so if you haven't checked them out, go check out Cosmic Cautery. And I just use the bridal satin and some interfacing to have this bow, and use some snaps to attach it onto the bodice. As for the brooch on this cosplay, this actually came from a cosplay mutual of mine who was selling this secondhand alongside the wand and the transformation item from this season. And so I got these off of her, I bought them from her, and she sent them my way, and I'm so glad that I was able to have the opportunity to purchase this and add this brooch to my cosplay. I think it adds just a really lovely touch, and it brings me so much joy to have a piece of official merchandise as part of this cosplay. Okay, let's talk about the skirt. This skirt is made from the same satin that is on the bodice, the matte peau de soie, and it has these large pink petals. In these petals, I sort of overlaid them one on top of each other, with the petals on top actually having a little bit of a wire structure to them. This allows them to sort of stick outwards and flip up and have a little bit of a bounce to them, which you can't really get with interfacing. Interfacing might make the petals stiff, but it doesn't give them that same curve that the wire does. So in these petals, I have, the shape of the petal, and then inside of them, there's a wire structure of the same shape holding that petal. And the wire is pretty flexible. So you can move the petals and, point them in any direction that you would like. I have them obviously so they're sort of flipped outwards, sticking upwards. That gives it this beautiful shape, just like it does in the anime. As for the white petals, well, it looks like they're part of the skirt. They're actually attached to my bodice instead. This way I sort of have a top and then a skirt that are two separate pieces that allows me for easier movement and easier storage of the cosplay. For her pink detailing in the center of her outfit, I actually did something new for me. I took a piece of EVA foam and I made a belt. This belt I painted and added some glittery trim on it and attached it to the cosplay using Velcro. This way I can remove this foam piece from the skirt and from the top and have it stored separately to the other pieces. I think it adds, again, a little bit of a fun, different texture moment in the cosplay, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. On the belt, I added the flowers as well, and these are made out of a satin material that I had from Cure Prism, actually. So I reused that material and made these 3D flowers. I stuffed them with polyfill and added a pearl bead to the center of the flower, the same pearl beads that are on the sleeve, and then attached those using Velcro to the belt. So again, these accessories are removable. As for the other accessories on Cure Blossom, we have the choker here, which is very simple, just a rectangular piece of fabric sewn, and I added that same little glitter trim that's everywhere as a little detail and attached it in the back using Velcro. She also has these lovely little wrist cuffs, I suppose, and these very similar fashion made out of the satin material. There is interfacing in this, just so that I can have that structure with the hot pink wristband. And it's attached using Velcro so it can come undone. Again, very easy for removal and for putting on. As for the lovely little flowers here, these are actually made out of foam. These as well are made out of EVA foam and, surprise, surprise, attach using Velcro. I've used a lot of Velcro in this project, which I don't typically tend to use, so it's very fun. It makes a lot of pieces, again, easy to remove, easy for storage, easy for transporting to and from a convention, for example. Just EVA foam, painted, and then I used this glitter stuff. It's like the Mod Podge glitter that sort of gives it a 3D effect. And again, used a pearl bead at the center, same as the pearl beads on the sleeve and on my little hip flowers. She also has a lovely little hair bow up here, and this is made out of a satin material as well. Self-drafted this pattern and used some medium weight interfacing. I made this flower up here out of EVA foam, painted it, and used the glitter resin stuff to add a nice sheen and 3D effect on the foam. Then I just attached it to the wig with a bobby pin, and the head bow was finished. Very straightforward, very easy, but very cute and a very essential part of being Cure Blossom. Okay, let's talk about the wig now. The wig of nightmares. I chose to do Cure Blossom because I love her. And I was like, okay, this cosplay, you know, maybe it'll take me a couple months. I did a lot of it over Christmas, over like the holiday break that I had. And I was like, okay, her wig is a ponytail wig. That's fine. I can do that. I didn't expect it to be this difficult, but it gave me a lot of trouble. And maybe that was me overestimating my skill and my wig abilities, but it's a lot more difficult than it looks. I'm glad and happy with the end result, but it took a while for me to get here. I first started with a wig from Coscraft UK. I'll put the picture of the wig here. Just a long, straight wig. And with this wig, I bought one of those clip-in ponytails, you know, with the claw clips. However, I knew I didn't want to use the clip-in ponytail as a ponytail. I knew I wanted, you know, more. She deserved more than just a clip-in ponytail, and I was ready to challenge myself. Just like every other cosplayer making a big ponytail wig, I followed a tutorial on how to do this. First was sort of shaped this base wig. I cut it. It was long at first, but I cut it, shaped the bangs and these sort of front pieces with some got-to-be glue hairspray and the hair gel. Then I made a base out of wire and warbler that I attached on the inside of this base wig. That base allowed me to create a structure to attach a styrofoam ball on top of my head. This way I can have this, you know, this lovely bump of a ponytail that gives it that larger than life feeling that's very different from just using a regular claw clip. So that styrofoam ball gets attached, and then I attached the hair pieces, or I guess the weft pieces that were in the claw. I just removed the claw and attached it to that styrofoam ball. I curled the end pieces. I had a little bit of trouble with the curling. It didn't go as well as I thought it would, and I'm probably gonna have to recurl it. Probably gonna have to steam it and recurl it. But either way, it's on there. It's much cleaner than my first attempt at this. I did attempt this twice, and the second time it came out much better now with this, you know, much better shape than previously. So out of the base wig, the hair that I cut off, I was able to make two little curl wefts and glue them on the inside of this wig to make these lovely little side pieces that she has. It's just so cute having these little curly pieces bounce up and down. I just curled them using a heat iron and then went to town with got-to-be glue so they held their shape. Now that we've talked about the wig, this concludes everything about my Cure Blossom cosplay, how I made it, and some of the steps that I took to get here. If you have any questions about this cosplay, about how I made it, about the materials, about my process, feel free to ask in the comments below, and I'm happy to chat and answer any questions. I also have a lot of the progress pics on my Instagram and my stories. I have a story called Cure Blossom where you can kind of see the behind the scenes process of this work. And if you're interested in more content like this one, you can check out my 2 videos on my Cure Prism cosplay build, as well as my Lala cosplay build. I hope to do more of these in the future. I'm currently working on a cosplay of Caitlin from Arcane, and would love to do a breakdown video just like this one for her as well. So if you enjoyed this, please be sure to leave a comment. I'd super appreciate if you could subscribe. I'm very close to 1,000 subscribers, thus getting monetized. So if you could give me a subscription, that would be awesome. I'd super appreciate it. And if you'd like to find me elsewhere, you can find me on Instagram at magicalbeancosplay. You can find me on Blue Sky at magicalbeancos, or you can find me on YouTube here, just at Magical Bean Cosplay. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all next time I have something interesting cosplay-wise to share. Bye! I love doing that. I love the noise this makes. It's like it's like a stim toy.